Today we are going to make a cute, gorgeous 3D beetle. We'll be using some techniques that you are probably not expecting to get some stunning results. Just look at all the texture. Let me show you how to do it step by step. For those of you who've been with me for quite some time, you probably know how crazy I am about animals. But not necessarily insects. However, the recent suggestions for a ladybird or Australian Christmas bug or other bugs and moths, they kind of really made me think, and I feel challenged enough to try something out. So this is 30 by 42 rectangle canvas. When you spray it with water, it becomes a bit more taut. And I'm seriously thinking of making something 3D. However, I want a big beetle. If I'm going to add a big beetle, a big one, 3D, what am I going to make it out of so it's not too heavy? I know some of you will think there's something wrong with me. How about this? As my base, because it's lightweight, I can shape it. I was thinking of clay, I was thinking of air drying clay, polymer clay, but it will all be too heavy. But before I start experimenting, I have to think which beetle. I've been looking online. I must say that I quite like those chunky round ones. How big do I want it? Probably roughly this size. This is going to be just for reference. I'm not worried about the legs at the moment. I'm going to remind you that I haven't tried it before. You know, this is my favorite part, the trying out here and seeing what happens. Size is not bad. Definitely need a bit more inside. Got some basic shape. And now the smaller part. In the end, I covered the head with some more foil because I can now glue it easily here. I could use all-purpose filler. I'm going to maybe add a little bit of heavy gesso and now mix it well. So far, really good. Isn't art amazing? What can you do? You can do anything. The main thing is to enjoy yourself. I really enjoy the textured style, like with the cow and the bee. I really like it. I don't want to make it identical, of course, but I kind of like this style. Just look at this. That's 24 hours. Completely hard. So now I'm applying a second layer. I also have to add the eyes and then the mouth. Perhaps I could use glue gun. We'll see. That will widen this section. And I'm doing exactly the same as I did at the beginning. Look how nicely smooth that can get. And that's what we want. The exoskeleton has to be smooth. I'm dipping my brush in water and spreading it all over. After the second layer, I'm going to sand my creature down. It's much more smooth, look. I am going to be wearing a mask. So smooth. Can't believe it. I'm going to cover my cutie with paint. It's so smooth. Do you know that I actually did not pick the name for my channel? It was my son who opened my first Instagram account and gave it to me as a Christmas gift. He came up with the name. I honestly, if I thought really hard, I don't think I would come up with something better. This is getting more exciting. I've got some dirt, got some stones in it, and I'm going to use that on my canvas. Why not? Now I'm going to mix it with heavy gesso. Maybe I am going to add something else. Yeah, fix and grout. Maybe it's too hard already. I think we can revive it with a bit of water, hopefully. So, 100 grams of cottage cheese. Joking. If somebody switches the video on now, I'll be, what is she doing? This is one of my, wild ideas. So, thick cream. Mod Podge. Wow, this is getting interesting. Whoa. Yeah, there are plenty of bigger stones that probably I might remove some of them. But I did want, where are those bits? Some of the crazy bits. This will kind of imitate maybe some blades of grass the bug will be walking on. I used it last in my Highland curl video, and that looked really well imitating field of grass and hay, I think. Those of you who are new, I do work as an art teacher. That's my daily job. That's why I like so much experiments and incorporating other techniques, not just pouring. Background has dried beautifully, and I must say, I think those stones are really embedded. They're solid, they don't move, I can't remove them. So that's good news. So I'm going to go out for 10 seconds, spray it quickly, something neutral. What do I mean by neutral? Beigey color. The paint was called Sahara Desert, and honestly it does resemble it. I sprayed the darker one around. Now this stage was absolutely optional. You could of course cover it with paint, even pouring paint. I want to darken some sections. I bought some alcohol inks, black and brown. I also found some leftover acrylic brown. I've got plenty of plastic bottles, so I just don't like using them. That's the main reason. Cleaning them is, for me, I know maybe you've got some special ways, but for me it's a nightmare. So if I do that, okay, let's see if it's dark enough. It's funny, like the black looks kind of like purple. Can't say there's much difference, to be honest. It's a bit thickish. You know, when we start, it never looks good at the beginning, so please don't think, this is nasty, but it's not going to be. In the end, I'm going a bit crazy with all kinds of dirt, ground, earthly looking colors that might work. I've added a little bit of titanium white to my burnt umber, and you see what happened. I'm getting like a really mud color, which I quite like here. Layering colors really works well. I realized I had some leftover bronze. There's a lot of splatter happening now. To be honest, if I've got those legs done in paste and then stick it on top, they could really nicely get attached together. I'm getting the right shape and size. It's pouring with rain here in London, which is ridiculous because it's July. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you this. You know that the Australian Christmas beetle, which, you know what's the British equivalent? I don't think I can actually say that, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. This is the British equivalent. I must say, they are super cute from close. They've got those amazing fanned antennae. Okay, now the tricky hook. Wait, that's that's too long. But at the moment, that's fine. So I'm going to repeat the same job on the other legs, but there's still something thicker there. I am thinking of painting the body. I wanted it gold, but I might add actually yellow ochre, something similar but not metallic as a background, and then I'll be building layers of color. I will be trying some gold now. Again, you see without white it's kind of streaky a bit, so that will require a few layers. I want to make the partition line straight in the middle, trying to measure my bug. I'm going to tape it. I'm going with burnt umber. Now here, that's an interesting thing because we've got like a shape of a badge of honor. I've got lots of interesting metallics that I might utilize. I'm not sure if pearl marmite is one of them. Oh yes, I think the marmite is the key actually for the bug, you know. So I'm keeping those two, and that's perfect. I got this buggy color as a base, and then I'll probably go with a darker green on top. And I am actually adding some opaque colors, not metallics here as well, because I do want some contrast. I am liking what I'm seeing color-wise. I've got a little bit of bronze here and there. How could I have forgotten about the eyes? Okay, he's got two eyes. Maybe a little bit of a shimmer. Oh, I was calling it marmite. It's not marmite. I'm so sorry. It's marmalade. Hi. Oh, by the way, do you like marmite? Do you know what marmite is? Because you either love it or you hate it. Those little dots, in my opinion, they resemble the orange peel dots. And now, my dear friends, the moment I've been waiting for. Oh, mica powders, mica powders. What am I going to choose? Sage glow. Okay, that's a nice one. Gold glow, sage glow. I'm going to use a little bit of gold. Probably shouldn't be using my fingers, but well. Okay, so we've got a very, very, very glowy bug now. I'm going to use burnt sienna predominantly for the legs. It's very therapeutic. I don't mind painting those little bits. I added a little bit of marmalade and even a hint of raspberry red, just a little bit. What's left are those little black things. Okay, Captain Hook. One done. Couple of splashes once I stick him down. Well, there we are. So what do you think of my beetle? I've been calling him Bibi, but any name suggestions are welcome. If you would like to see an extended version of this and my other weekly tutorials, please check out my Patreon. Most of my recent videos have been an hour long, perfect for following along. This original piece is also available on my website if you would like to own it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and leaving such wonderful comments week after week. Love you all. See you all next Saturday. Bye bye.